Yeah, well, we are expecting prices here at Walmart to start being raised by the end of this month. That's according to Walmart's CEO.
Their first quarter profits slipped and they have to raise their prices as a result of the tariffs, threatening their low price model.
Threatening to boycott Walmart after an heiress to the retail giant ran an ad in the New York Times critical of the president.
You walk into Walmart, cart in hand, list on your phone, a confident smile on your face. The place feels familiar, even comforting. Everything you need, all in one place. Prices that promise to protect your wallet. It's America's favorite store, right? But what if I told you some of the items sitting quietly on those shelves are ones that Walmart employees, the people who stock them, handle them, and sometimes refuse to buy them themselves, have warned others to avoid? Why would someone who works behind the scenes at Walmart, who knows the backrooms, the shipments, the suppliers, say, "Don't ever buy that"? What's really going on? Today, we're revealing the 12 Walmart items insiders say you should never, under any circumstances, put in your cart. Some will make you question your last purchase. Others might already be in your home. And the reasons? Backed by real data, reports, surveys, and even legal filings. The only question is, how many of these have you bought? Let's start with something small. Something you probably don't even think twice about. The kind of thing that hides in the back of your kitchen cabinet, but might be doing more harm than you know. Ground cinnamon, oregano, paprika. Simple spices, right? Walmart's great value spices sit innocently on the shelves, looking just like name brand ones. But they're cheaper, sometimes a lot cheaper. Seems like a good deal. But here's what they don't tell you. In 2021, Consumer Reports tested dozens of spice brands. What they found was alarming. Many store-brand spices, including those sold by Walmart, contained measurable levels of heavy metals like lead, arsenic, and cadmium. Yes, the same metals that scientists warn can interfere with brain development in children. The same toxins that accumulate in your body quietly over time, linked to cancer, heart disease, and neurological damage. And these weren't just trace amounts. Some samples contained levels that exceeded safety thresholds for daily exposure, especially when used frequently. Walmart wasn't the only retailer implicated, but their response, generic, vague, the typical corporate phrasing, "We are committed to quality and safety," but no recalls, no labels, no warnings, just silence. So there you are, standing in the spice aisle, reaching for that cheap chili powder, not realizing what might actually be inside. You have to wonder, if the price is lower because of cheaper ingredients, how much are you really saving? Let's move on to something that feels more substantial. The main event on many dinner tables, a symbol of family meals and summer barbecues. Meat, ground beef, steaks, chicken breasts, pork chops. Walmart's meat section seems well-stocked, clean, and fairly priced. But behind the scenes, there's a story many shoppers haven't heard. In a massive survey conducted by Consumer Reports, over 50,000 people weighed in on their experiences with supermarket meat. Walmart ranked at the bottom. Not low, not near the bottom, dead last. Complaints ranged from poor taste, strange textures, and discoloration to something worse. Meat that smelled off, meat that went bad before its sell-by date, meat that left people wondering if it had been properly stored, or worse, thawed and refrozen. And former employees have backed up these claims. Several have anonymously shared their experiences online and in interviews, trucks arriving late, cold chain lapses during unloading, unspoken pressure to avoid wasting inventory, even stories of ground beef being repackaged from older cuts to make it last just a little longer on the shelf. Now think about this. You might be feeding this to your kids, to elderly parents, to your guests. You trust the label, the date stamp, the packaging. But what if what's inside isn't what you think? And it doesn't stop there. Investigations into Walmart's meat supply chain show blurred lines between domestic and imported products, particularly in lower-cost options. Country of origin labels aren't always present. Processing standards vary widely from plant to plant. When you buy meat at a discount, you're not just paying less. You're rolling the dice on quality and safety. Next up, something even more ordinary. Something we all need at some point, and especially in the digital age. Electronics. phone chargers, HDMI cables, headphones, car adapters. The kind of low-ticket tech that seems like a no-brainer to grab during a shopping run. But this is where Walmart counts on your trust and your inattention. Because while these products sit on the shelves in slick, modern packaging, the reality inside is often cheap, rushed manufacturing, and sometimes borderline dangerous. Independent testing and teardown reviews by tech experts have revealed that many Walmart-exclusive electronic accessories are made from the lowest-grade materials allowed for consumer sale. Wires without proper shielding, connectors prone to corrosion, plastics that warp after minor heat exposure. The worst part? Some of them can start fires. The U.S. Consumer Product Safety Commission has issued recall notices on multiple small electronics sold at Walmart over the past 5 years, including phone chargers that melted, power banks that exploded, and extension cords with faulty wiring. And let's not forget the price comparison game. Walmart's house brand electronics often cost more than online equivalents, especially from specialized retailers that offer better warranties, specs, and reviews. So here's the question. If the product doesn't last, or worse, causes a safety risk, is it really a bargain, or is it a trap? Now, let's pivot back to the kitchen for something that feels comforting, even nostalgic. Cheese, mac and cheese, quesadillas, sandwiches. Cheese is one of the most versatile ingredients in the American diet. And Walmart's Great Value cheese? It looks like the same cheddar, mozzarella, or Colby Jack you'd get anywhere else, just with a smaller price tag. But take one bite and something feels off. That's because Great Value cheese consistently ranks lower in consumer taste tests. The flavor is flat, the texture is rubbery, and when you try to melt it, say for a grilled cheese or nachos, it doesn't behave like cheese should. The reason is simple: filler ingredients. Cheese labeled processed or cheese food can legally contain a lower percentage of actual dairy. In its place, emulsifiers, stabilizers, water, and even cellulose powder, yes, wood pulp, to keep it from clumping. And guess what? It's all within FDA limits. But the experience isn't the same. So sure, you can pay less for cheese, but if it doesn't melt, doesn't stretch, and doesn't taste like cheese, what exactly are you paying for? Let's stick with food, but focus now on something many people buy in the name of convenience, especially for busy families: prepackaged produce, bagged salad mixes, chopped onions, fruit trays. The appeal is obvious: no washing, no chopping, just open and eat. But what if I told you this is one of the most returned product categories at Walmart? Shoppers have reported buying salad kits that go bad within 24 hours, fruit trays with mold hidden beneath the top layer, vegetables that look fresh on the outside but are slimy inside the bag. And it's not just bad luck. Behind the scenes, the problem lies in Walmart's supply chain design. Produce travels far, often across state lines, and sometimes sits in transit longer than intended. If refrigeration breaks down for even a few hours during that journey, the clock starts ticking faster than the expiration label admits. Insiders say Walmart prioritizes speed and shelf turnover, not thorough inspections. Some items, they claim, are stocked knowing they'll need to be marked down or trashed in a few days. The packaging says fresh, but is it? If you've ever bought a bag of salad that wilted overnight, now you know why. Let's shift gears for a moment. Because what's more essential to your well-being than the food you eat? The medicine you take. Over-the-counter medications, painkillers, allergy tablets, cold remedies are supposed to bring relief, not financial regret. But here's something most Walmart shoppers never realize: that same bottle of generic ibuprofen or acetaminophen. You can often find it cheaper elsewhere, and in some cases, a lot cheaper. Dollar stores, discount pharmacies, even warehouse clubs like Costco frequently sell identical active ingredients in higher quantities for less. So why are people overpaying at Walmart? Because of psychology. Because when you see the word great value, or a low-looking price next to a name brand, your brain assumes you're saving. But you're not comparing what matters: the price per pill. And here's the part no one talks about. Not all generics are created equal. While the FDA requires bioequivalence, the inactive ingredients, tablet coatings, and manufacturing conditions can vary. There have even been recalls of Walmart's Equate brand medications in recent years due to issues ranging from mislabeling to contamination. When you're buying medication, you're not just buying a pill, you're buying trust. And if the price is padded and the oversight is questionable, is it really worth the risk? Let's talk furniture. You've probably walked through the home section, spotted a trendy coffee table or a compact desk and thought, wow, that's a good deal. But here's the truth. Much of Walmart's furniture and home decor is built for appearance, not endurance. Customer reviews tell the story. Shelves that bow under minimal weight, finishes that chip within weeks, legs that wobble no matter how many times you tighten them. These aren't heirloom pieces. They're not even good enough for a few years pieces. They're made with thin particle board, glued veneers, and cost-cutting shortcuts that can't withstand real life. You might be saving money up front, but you're likely to be replacing that item within months. And paying again. Maybe twice, maybe 3 times. Now multiply that by an entire apartment's worth of furniture. When it comes to things you sit on, sleep in, or use every single day, buying cheap often means buying twice. Now let's head outside. Bicycles. Walmart sells thousands of them every year. Kids' bikes, adult cruisers, mountain bikes. And the prices? Extremely tempting. But people who actually know bikes, mechanics, riders, even employees, will tell you avoid them. Here's why. Walmart bikes are mass-assembled in overseas factories, shipped to stores in boxes, and then put together by underpaid retail staff, many of whom have no professional training. That leads to common and dangerous issues: brakes misaligned, tires overinflated, handlebar stems installed backwards, chains that snap under stress. These bikes look great, but they're not designed to last. And sometimes, they're not even safe to ride. If your bike breaks while you're riding downhill, or if your child's brake fails at a crosswalk, how much did you really save? Want to stay connected? Walmart's got a whole section of prepaid phones, and for some, they're a helpful option, especially if you need a no-contract solution fast. But here's what you're not told. The phones on those shelves are often outdated models, stripped-down versions, or locked into third-tier carrier networks. They might look like a good deal, but they can be slower, less secure, and hard to resell. Even worse, many of them come preloaded with bloatware, apps that drain battery and use data in the background, and the good luck getting firmware updates or customer support. In some cases, customers have reported being locked out of essential features because of proprietary restrictions from the manufacturer-carrier deal. So yes, they work. But do they work well? Or are they just the cheapest short-term solution to a long-term problem? Let's go back to the kitchen one last time, because nothing feels more essential than a blender, a coffee maker, a toaster. And Walmart has plenty of them, usually at rock-bottom prices. But there's a pattern hiding in plain sight. Appliances under Walmart exclusive or low-cost brands often have extremely short lifespans, buttons that stick after a month, motors that burn out, hinges that break. Customers flood review pages with stories like, "It worked great for 3 weeks," or "Stopped heating after a month, but by then, I threw away the box." And here's the trick. The warranty support? Nearly non-existent. You'll often be directed to the manufacturer, which may be a no-name company with no working phone number. In the end, the price you paid wasn't just for a product, it was for a future headache. Let's freeze time, or try to. Frozen foods are a staple, quick dinners, easy sides, treats for the kids, and Walmart's freezer aisles are packed with them. But some customers have noticed something disturbing. Products that show signs of freezer burn, even when they're weeks away from the sell-by date. Mixed veggies that taste like cardboard. Frozen dinners that don't cook evenly, no matter what. Why? Because some of these products are private label contracts made by unknown manufacturers. And the longer a product sits in suboptimal temperatures during shipping or stocking, the faster it degrades, even while frozen. Freezing doesn't fix quality. It just preserves what's already there. So when your microwave lasagna comes out dry, flat, and tasteless, it's not your microwave. It's what was put into that tray before it was sealed. Last one. And this one matters more than all the others, because it involves the smallest, most vulnerable people in your life. Baby products, diapers, bottles, cribs, toys. Walmart offers budget-friendly versions of all of them. But here's what many parents don't know. In the past 5 years, there have been multiple recalls of baby products sold at Walmart. Everything from bottles with faulty nipples to cribs that didn't meet updated safety standards. Some of these products were pulled only after consumer complaints. In certain cases, only after injuries occurred. And even outside of recalls, experts caution against cutting corners on baby essentials. Materials matter, design matters, and regulatory oversight varies widely between major brands and cut-rate alternatives. Because when it comes to your baby's health, sleep, and safety, just good enough isn't good enough. So now you know. 12 everyday products, all sitting on shelves you probably walk past weekly. Some of them in your home right now. All of them with hidden stories. Whispered warnings from the very employees who see the returns, handle the stock, and deal with the complaints. Walmart is convenient, but convenience shouldn't cost you your safety, your health, or your hard-earned money. So before your next trip, take a second look. Ask the tough questions, because not every bargain is a blessing, and not every low price is worth paying.